One of the first things that got me into medicine was when one of my teachers in high school signed me up for a program where I got to go to a college campus during the weekends, and there I got to choose certain classes I could take. And one of the classes I took was how to dissect a cow heart, and when I did that, it was like one of the coolest, most amazing things I've done to date.
Growing up, I didn't really see many figures that looked like me that were in medicine, but one figure that did in a sense inspire me to go into medicine is my pediatrician, Dr. Tio. I owe a lot to her, not only seeing her example and giving me the adequate care, but her telling me that anything is possible, and if I wanted to pursue medicine, I could do it.
So for me, my mom was a pediatrician, and so I had mentorship from an early age. And also I grew up on an island called Grenada, and so all my leaders surrounded me were West Indian, and so I always had this notion behind me that I could do anything I wanted just because I had that representation from birth.
It was in high school when my chemistry teacher looked at me and said, "I would want you to be my doctor." And I thought, wow, she sees what I know to be true, and I can do this.
When I went to science class, we would do some cool experiment that made learning seem like more fun. And combining that with my extracurricular activities like Girl Scouts or after school programs when my mom would work super late, I started being exposed to mentors or figures who volunteered to work with us as young kids, but also had affluent jobs in the medical field.
Prior to medical school, I partook in a program that exposed me to a group of individuals in the healthcare field that allowed me to get to where I am today, and they continue to serve as significant individuals in my life. And I think that this is an opportunity that others should have access to.
It is so important to have a mentor. Unfortunately, all of us do not have the same story. I remember specifically searching for a mentor because I was unable to find anyone in medicine that looked like me, that has been through the similar experiences that I've been through, and it was really a struggle. Oftentimes we're stuck in positions where it ends up being the blind leading the blind, and we have to use our passion and our hunger to drive us to places that we want to be. Here in Syracuse, about 1/3 of residents live below the federal poverty line. As you can imagine, a lot of these children have issues with access as well as mentorship.
Syracuse currently has a 16.5% dropout rate compared to the 6% dropout rate of New York State. This is very indicative of the lack of educational resources that our environment provides, and I think we need to bridge that gap.
85% of incarcerated youth come from the SC, the Syracuse City School District. 96% of the kids that are actually in the SCSD, the Syracuse City School District, go to underperforming schools. So you can see from there the school to prison pipeline, where underperforming schools are not giving people the adequate skills to be able to succeed academically, and they become significantly disadvantaged, and actually that makes them vulnerable to go to jail and not pursue their goals and aspirations.
Despite all of these barriers and obstacles, the real question comes as, what can we do? What can we really do to change the current situation?
Yes, I think there's a lot we can do. In the class of 2020 of Upstate, there are only 2 students who are actually from the Syracuse School District. 2 students out of 160. Upstate is in Syracuse. There should be more of Syracuse students in Upstate. And I think that is how this whole dream of Zonta House started. We realized that we didn't show up at Upstate by accident. It was very intentional, it was purposeful. And if we wanted more students from Syracuse to be here, it has to be very intentional. It has to start early, it has to be purposeful. And so Malcolm and I, one afternoon in November, sat down to draw up a program as to how can we change this dynamic.
When we started the conversation, they expressed the interest on how the kids, change the minds of the kids through their experiments and through the science and fun activities to fall in love with medicine. So I'm very happy. It's a collaboration of the doctor students and Upstate. Not only they collaborating on doing science, they also are mentors. this is like a transformation of a child, you know, behavior changing, you know, like attitudes changing, because they fall in love with science and learning, you know. So you guys, Upstate Medical, have to teach our kids to have fun while you learn, and everything is possible.
So here we have a really cool experiment. We're using baking soda here as a base and vinegar here as an acid. So what we're going to do is we're going to add baking soda to the balloon. We're going to add our vinegar to the water bottle, and then we're going to put the balloon on top and allow the baking soda and the vinegar, our acid and our base, to give off carbon dioxide, which will make the balloon expand like it is now.
I like the fun activities and we get to play. When I grow up, I want to be a scientist.
I think the girls are so excited to see somebody that looks like them, talks like them, and it is very important that they know that if they really want it, they can become a doctors too. I think that the limit is the sky. They can do whatever they want. When we start talking about the program, we have such a great expectations, and they have fulfilled all those expectations. They are awesome and they do a great job, and we are very, very excited with the continue of this partnership.
I like that we actually learn stuff but have fun at the same time. When I grow up, I might want to be a doctor.